His excuse was he wanted to make it more authentic.
To what?
To what? The fake made up ass like nations? I understand that. I'm so glad, Kenton, that you don't watch the shit Michaela sends to you. Because this one, she sent this to me and you this morning. And she was like, Kenton never watches the shit I send to him. And I know you don't, because you don't watch any of the shit I send to you.
Yep. If you were, wait, we started already?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
We're going to start.
Shit.
I'm starting with the. I'm starting with the video.
Well, let me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Week 9.
Okay, I'm ready.
Not yet. We'll do the intro later.
Dang.
Because I really want to show this. I want to play this first and then.
Cold open.
Pretty much, yeah. And then we can get into it for real.
Yeah, right.
When she stopped a family pushing their deceased relative in a wheelchair through the TSA line.
Whoa.
Excuse me? Yeah, so the passenger had died at the airport. They died. What? They died sometime after check-in. And obviously the family is like devastated and they're just hoping to get her home so they can bury her in their country.
Wait.
And because the passenger was so freshly dead, they had no death certificate. And therefore she could not be deemed legally deceased and was allowed to fly.
That's wild. I would have loved to have been on that flight.
Imagine being the person sitting. I mean, I imagine the family was probably sitting by her.
I'm like, you want the window seat?
She put the dead body in the middle seat. She
For sure in the middle seat.
Like passive aggressively fighting for the armrest with a corpse.
I think the rigor mortis said it.
Bruh.
Oh
No.
my god. That the fucking thing. It came in so quickly. I hadn't even had a chance to like right? Come on, fucking old bag. Yeah.
Crunch.
Not the crunch.
Sorry, let me get a clean take on this.
Like the title came in so quickly. I hadn't even like properly processed the deceased part of what they said. I was like, damn, TSA, that's kind of fucked up. You preventing she was what? Where now? Like, she was. I'm sorry. Did you say this bitch was deceased?
Full on in the grave spiritually.
Like, just had jumped off this fucking mortal coil, and I was like, oh my god. I don't know if you were here still by this point in the morning, but I had a good laugh about this one, and the comments are.
I mean, every once in a while I'll hear.
Oh yeah, you were here. You definitely would have heard it.
And then I hear as it gets sent out to the group chat.
Yeah.
And then none of you ever fucking watch it.
No.
Oh my god, though.
I watch it eventually.
For me, eventually is like, a year or two later. No, literally, if you were to look at my TikTok messages and my Instagram messages and my Facebook messages.
Oh, you're just as bad on Instagram, huh?
I'm on all of them, but
no,
I will
on all of them.
I
You
will
don't watch that
send
shit
you
on-
stuff
I
from
noticed.
all of them, but I will
noticed.
not go and watch anything,
I don't watch anything
that
on
y'all
Instagram
send.
either. I know.
No, like it's really, really bad. And I tried to keep up with my fiance, but even with her, I just don't anymore. I just don't take the time at the end of the day to look through all of those reels anymore.
Look, it's hours, dude.
And every time I do, I go back
For
like
waiting.
4 or 5 months. I start from there, maybe get through 1 month, and I'm like, I'm tired.
Wow.
So I'm always
the memes were good. I would check. No.
Oh, they are, bitch.
Yeah.
I know for a fact they are, because whenever you start going through them,
We talk about
you
them for
love
like
to
a
remind me of what I sent you.
honestly, by the time I go and look through them,
In
though,
particular, the TikToks that you sent me were those like
Fuck what you were saying, I guess.
the funny one in the friend group got this on their For You page, and then like you send that to me, and I'm like, that's just disrespectful.
Yeah, well, bitch.
The
prove me
one
wrong.
that's best at sex got this sent to their For You page.
Fucking prove me wrong.
The one with the biggest schlonker got this sent to their For. I'm like,
fucking prove me wrong. Like, sir, look down at your
You
chest.
get a little schmuck.
I put it there, and that's for later. I
It
knew
was
it
just
was there.
chilling. It was just chilling.
You know what? Fair enough.
Yeah,
Won't
let it
stop you.
chill.
As long as you know it's there. I just said look down.
It's
In my, I was gonna say it's in my heart, but my heart's not there. It's in my
That's the whole wrong
Right
side.
lung.
Yeah,
He has 2 hearts.
that's not even like.
Julia heart. I'm a time lord.
But no, like by the time I go and watch some of those back, like half of them are just like taken down, like video unavailable.
Yeah,
So I'm like, dang, I know that was funny because it got taken down.
that's what you get for being so fucking late all the time. But no, yeah, that was just a really funny one. That was it to me this morning. Oh shit, week 9.
Week 9.
Week 9. We are coming up on the first little mini milestone.
Yeah.
Almost 10 episodes in.
Almost double digits.
Almost double digits. Yeah.
That's wild.
Speaking of double digits, you know every video we've done so far has hit double digits.
Nice.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, thank you very
thank you
much.
also
for
very
everybody
much.
who
We
was
got the
watching.
views. We got the fans. We love you guys.
We got the meat. But yeah, no, it's yes, I have a.
Could you repeat that one more time, Fluff?
No. I can burp out command, but that was at least 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's bespoke.
That's bespoke. Oh my
I need you to
God.
crank that volume up on his mic when we hear that one.
I might. We'll see.
I was trying to do it away from the mic, so I hope it's not that bad.
Them see it on the fucking.
I was trying to save
Audio,
people's
man.
ears. People, I'm already eating.
Yeah, which is. Just so y'all know, we record this late because this motherfucker gets home this late.
Yep.
I gotta go.
Uh-huh.
Gotta go to the gym. Usually it takes us so long to set up that I'm done eating by the time we start.
We've
Not today.
we've fastened that pace.
Yeah. Get with the program, motherfucker. Anyway, week 9, episode 9. Let's can get into it.
Let's go.
I will start this off with a question for y'all.
Okay.
What is the wildest song you've ever had stuck in your head?
The wildest song?
Yeah. And I'll tell you where this came from. So on Sunday, when we were setting up for Kids on Brooms, you were playing Baldur's Gate 3. You were doing the whole character creation setup. And when I went up to go grab Izzy and Bailey, as we were coming downstairs, I heard the background music for your character creation. Just, I don't know if it was a melody or just like a flute run or something, but whatever it was sounded exactly like the lyrical run in Nickelback's How You Remind Me. And that has been stuck in my head and playing on fucking repeat since goddamn Sunday.
I mean, fuck you very much because stuck in my head on a regular basis.
That's fair.
Because it's a jam. And also, but like, I'm trying to think of like wild songs, right? Like Crooked Cowboy is kind of wild.
When I say wild, I mean wild for you. Like a song that in no other circumstance would you ever listen to.
So like, I'm like Beethoven's got stuck in my head.
If you don't listen to classical music, yeah. That's a good one.
Actually, I do kind of like classical music, even if I don't listen to it on a regular basis. That's
Or it
see,
could
but
just be
that
like
would
a random
require me
reason.
to not like a kind of music, and there isn't any really kind of music I openly dislike.
Which is
well, I
fair.
guess
Please.
Oh, jeez.
I told you.
I'm doing my best.
Jesus Christ. This man. I mean, it's not my couch. You got to be the one to take these couches when you leave. So,
Well, maybe not these ones.
But now that they're down here, I'm not helping you take them out. I'm just kidding.
yeah, that's honestly, that's fair. Like, I don't know, just for whatever odd, crazy reason.
So I got one specifically, and I haven't listened to it in a while, but you know,
This is how you remind. No, you haven't. You affected me.
how you remind me of who I really am. This is how you remind me of what I really am. Not like you. Say sorry.
I don't know the lyric.
I now know the lyrics because I've been listening to it.
I don't know this song at all, guys.
You will know it the
get
second
it.
I play it for you. You will know it the second I play it for you. If you ever listen to the radio a day in your life, you know this fucking song. Fuck it. All right, we're doing this.
Play it.
You're gonna play short snippet. We'll cut. Yeah, no, that's all.
I'm gonna say now that part I don't remember. I've
It's the whole-
heard
I'd
the
have to play
beginning
the whole.
of
I
it.
have to play the whole chorus for you.
Okay, I know. I definitely remember I've heard that before.
I mean, it's definitely been in mid-2000s television kids shows, because it, like, if you want sad mood, just put it in there.
I don't know if kid shows. Maybe.
What
I
kid
mean,
show
they
are you
played
talking
You're
about?
Hot Then You're Cold by Britney Spears inside that one movie where jelly beans fell out of a truck. So, like...
Sir, that's not Britney Spears. That's Katy Perry.
Oh, God. Well, I'll see myself out. I never claimed to know things.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, no, there's definitely certain types of pop that get played everywhere. I feel like Nickelback was, and I'll be honest, I actually kind of like Nickelback. I actually do kind of like Nickelback. I think it was just a fun thing to do in like the mid-aughts.
Is it like Nickelback?
It was disliking Nickelback. The whole like Nickelback hate train was just a really fun thing to do for a while on the internet. But these motherfuckers still sell out shows. So, you know. Did you have any kind of songs that...
Yes. We talked...
Nickelback isn't bad.
Once again, fuck whatever you were saying. Like,
I don't care, because I have a thought.
Get it out. Get it out. Get it out. I'll just let you go first. You go first.
But the kind of person that really likes Nickelback, is not often the kind of person that you want to be associated with. Anyways, sorry for interrupting.
thanks for interrupting for that very important message.
It was extremely important. I think of my sister's first boyfriend every time I think of Nickelback, and that's not a good thing.
I'm sure that's important for you.
It is. It's deeply important. I needed to express it. And I had completely forgot. I completely missed the fact that the conversation had moved on by the time I started speaking.
Is there a certain song that you're thinking about, Fluff, that maybe popped in your mind?
What?
I mean, the whole thing was that he has no...
I can keep listing off songs. Let's see.
Did you list off the Nickelback one? I thought that was Rueben.
No, that was me. He's just he said like...
I said, "Fuck you very much." I said, "Cricket Cowboy's" been stuck in my head. Every once in a while there's a tune I get stuck in my head whenever I whistle, but I have no idea where it came from. I don't know if it's like from me originally, but that gets stuck in my head all the time. I'm terrible at names. I'm terrible at names of things.
I'm
So
having more fun watching you struggle.
you suck. Kenton, answer the question.
So a while back I started, I don't know why, but it was, why is social media? Because social media blasts this stuff all the time, but this is a good thing. We mentioned kids shows a minute ago. Mm-hmm. Have you all heard of Gracie's Corner?
Yes. Is that the one with the rapping ABCs?
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's only happened maybe twice since I've heard about it and since I've heard like the songs, but I would just randomly go on like a Gracie's Corner song just randomly throughout the day. Maybe I'm working on something and I'm just like, you know what sounds like a bop right now? Gracie's Corner.
You live your
ABCs.
life.
You know what? Yeah.
I don't know what's going on up in there that makes that happen, but you live your life.
No, you need to listen to that shit. It's so good, actually.
Oh my God. Gracie's fucking Corner. Honestly, the first time I heard about Gracie's Corner, I didn't think it was real.
Yeah.
I thought like somebody was making I thought somebody was doing like a meme thing of like, let's make like children, like sing-song children's thing, but like for the hood type shit, right?
Yeah.
No, Gracie's Corner is in fact an actual thing.
See, the internet, we're so used to seeing parodies or spin-offs or just like joke, content
Right.
of actual content that it's like we always expect something that might be pure in nature to just be a joke. So it's like we're always waiting for the punchline
Right.
when sometimes there is no punchline. You're like, oh,
No, this is just a thing.
okay, that was actually kind of wholesome and cool. Interesting. I want to watch another one.
That made me think of the Bluey theme song, which my nephew really
Bluey,
likes.
honestly, it's just a whole show. Bluey's really good.
Yeah, the theme song is incredibly simple though. It's like
Yeah.
musical,
Mom.
Dad. Blue. Well, what's the sibling?
I don't know.
Whatever the fuck that name is. Bluey.
I want to say Anais, but that's
No,
That's Gumball.
That's Gumball. Yeah.
Another good show.
It is
Another
a really,
peak show.
Gumball's a really good show. Not for
But
kids.
you
Well,
know-
kind of for kids, but
But that kid loves listening to music and he likes to dance. You know what we had him listening to the other day that he was busting down to?
thank you very much.
Now that will be funny, but my sister's way too conservative now for that. We had him busting down to the Wii menu theme music.
No shit.
We did. We did.
Dude.
Juliana was
Like
like,
the do like that one. Oh
yes,
my god.
exactly.
Wow.
Because like my sister was, Juliana was talking about, or Jules was talking about it, and we put it on, and he was just like doing his baby dance.
Because what is he? A little over a year now, right?
He's a little over a year now.
Oh my
Old
god.
enough to get down to it.
I haven't been
Get
invited
jiggy
to
with
the
it.
second birthday party. No, I didn't show up for the first one at all. I was like,
You just didn't.
Dang.
I think I said I had something, which I probably did because that's how my life goes. But I was also not interested.
That's fair. It's a 41-year-old birthday party. All right. Last little thing about music, though. This was something I came across Reddit like weeks ago. I just never had a chance to get it up here till now. What would you say would be the most, please, sir? Okay. I'm going to move my shit because that's on me now. Your cup is
job.
empty. Your cup is empty. What would you say would be the most inappropriate song to play at a funeral? And as always, really good. It's a really good suggestions. The best day ever from SpongeBob.
That's really
The best day.
another one bites the dust. If nobody plays it at my funeral,
I got you, buddy.
thank you.
As long as I, don't go first.
Staying
Another one,
alive.
Staying alive is a wild choice. Ding dong, the witch is dead. That's just mean. I've never read this one. Imagine this scenario. It's a closed casket funeral. Everyone's seated. Suddenly the song Pop Goes the Weasel begins to play.
Oh, no.
Slowly, the tension rises as the song continues, and everyone realizes that it's the song that most Jack in the Boxes play. That's fucked up, but also kind of hilarious.
And it never gets to Pop Goes Away. Like it just stops.
It just stops. No, you want to know what would be more fun? That song plays and you realize it's coming from within the casket.
Ooh, from inside?
It's from inside the casket.
Hell no.
Boy ain't going to that funeral. Like, I'm just not at that funeral no more.
Man,
I
it really
rebuke
sucks that
you.
funerals are for the living and not the dead, because I would turn my funeral into so many pranks. So many
I
pranks.
mean-
I was thinking earlier when we were talking about that person that died at the airport. I was like, I can't wait to die because I want to die at the least convenient time for everybody
so
around
funny,
me.
though.
Just like, like we are. Oh God, like. Maybe I die while we're moving heavy furniture.
Just want to time. Convenient time. Oh man,
Dying in a trip abroad, peak.
That is-
Absolute peak.
That's actual peak though. Like, I want to go look up that article to find out what circumstances led to her passing out at that particular time. Passing away. At
Yeah,
that
because
particular time.
it was not only it was literally in the airport, in between, like,
literally in the line to get. So they had made it through the check-in counter, got to the security line, and she died at that point. Like sometime between getting in line and getting to actual TSA.
do we know how old she was?
I have to go look up the article. Only information I got was from that video we watched.
Yeah.
So I really want to go look up that article. Probably should have did that beforehand. I didn't. Oh well.
I don't know anything about this person at all.
Neither do I.
But I'm going to speculate wildly that person was a goddamn motherfucking bitch. Like, in the best way possible.
Okay, got you. Like the sleigh type, the sleigh. Okay, got you.
Who was like, you know what? I can hold out for my family right now, but it's my fucking time. So I'm going to go.
Yep.
It's my time, bitches.
I did the last thing I wanted to do was go abroad, and now that I'm done, I've crossed over into the TSA line. I'm now going to cross over into
the
forever.
into the eternal forever.
A whole different kind of victim.
Oh man. Shit. Let the bodies hit the floor. Highway to Hell. That's mean.
Dang.
Funeral home didn't allow it. Get a new funeral home. Sorry.
What?
Wait.
I had to walk out. What's Whiskey Lullaby? My friend's husband played Whiskey Lullaby at her funeral after she herself. I had to walk out. Oh. Oh.
No.
Oh, it's bitter man country. Bitter country music. She put him out. She put him out like the burning end of a midnight cigarette. She broke his heart. He spent his whole life trying to forget. We watched him drink the pain away little at a time, but he never could get drunk enough to get her off his mind until the night. He put the bottle to his head and pulled the trigger and finally drank away her memory. Life is short, but this time it was bigger. And the strength he had to get up off his knees. We found him with his face down to the pillow with a note that said, "I'll love her till I die." And when we buried him beneath the willow, the angel sang a whiskey lullaby. Oh my God. I don't know if that's
So
how
my
extremely
friend's husband played Whiskey Lullaby
at her funeral. So her friend had a husband who chose this song to play at her friend's funeral.
From the lyrics, I think like the first part of that song, terrible. Why would you want to play that? The second part, it's like, it seems like he is
Well, it makes it seem like
stricken with grief,
what happened.
but
Maybe it was just
Remember,
the
you guys
only.
remember that Reddit post we read a couple episodes ago
Sorry, say that again.
about the man who broke up with that girl because he didn't want to be second best.
Yeah.
In this situation, it makes me think what would have happened if that man ended up marrying that woman
And then she died.
and then she died.
Yeah. It's something seems extremely petty about playing that song.
Absolutely seems extremely.
What were you saying, Izzy?
Oh, I was gonna say maybe it's just the only sad song he knows.
I feel like you could just consult some people.
I feel like you could have a conversation.
I feel like Amazing Grace has been pretty
done
involved in the
wonders.
zeitgeist, and we just need to get a sad song out there. I don't think you have to pick a new song if you really don't want to.
what if that was her favorite song that she didn't tell her friend about, you know?
That's not good either.
Always playing
doesn't
devil's
make it
advocate,
better.
you know? You just got to play both sides of the field, you know?
That just makes me feel like I should have seen this comic.
Fucking Happy by Pharrell.
Clap along
You know, I could.
if you feel like without a roof.
Because I'm happy.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
I could see that one actually getting
Happy
played.
and you know it, clap your hands.
I could see "Happy" by Will Ferrell being played at a certain kind of funeral where they're like celebrate
My fucking life, bro.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if being at the funeral is where you should go because I'm happy.
right.
Can I demand an open bar at my funeral?
Yeah,
Sure.
put it in your will. I demand a free open bar at my funeral. Someone has to honor it. Necropedophile by Cannibal Corpse.
What?
All right, that's it. We're done. Oh, God, no. Oh, Cannibal Corpse. I feel like I've listened to their music before, and I'm circus music, which we now know is called Enter the Gladiators.
Yakety sax.
Yakety sax.
Oh
my God.
Wow.
Oh, man. All right, that's enough Reddit for today.
How about you guys in the
Yakety
comments?
sax over top of footage of the death.
What death are you imagining?
You know, in this circumstance, I'm picturing a series of events, which inevitably, like they were building their house for their wife and unborn child, and then things started collapsing, and they were managed to survive, and they barely survived, and they barely survived, and at the end, they like were like, whoo, and then stepped into like a hole, and like just like whoo, and fell. Right.
So as Looney Tunes as possible.
As Looney Tunes as possible,
Yeah.
but like it would also be, in my humble opinion. Extremely off-putting and really, really funny to just have it like maybe they're just laying in a hospital bed.
Because I'm about to tell you what I saw.
What did you see in your head?
I saw the Benny Hill music playing over a sped up version of this person's dead, but the movement comes from all the nurses and doctors in and out of the hospital.
Yeah, we're losing him. We're losing him. All the sides are going boop, 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 but over. The family's crying in the background. just
Like it's just like 5 times speed. You can't hear anything in the room. It's just fucking doctors in and out of the fucking room.
you see nurses coming with the defibrillators. But it's 5 times faster. It's like.
Oh man, I hope there isn't a hell because I sure as shit am not escaping it if there is. Holy fuck, bro!
It's funny. In the comments, post about what your song would be.
What would be what would be a unfortunate song for you to hear at a
What
funeral?
would be a crazy death video to have yakety sax over?
Oh, man.
the person who fell on the subway tracks?
A person getting run over repeatedly in traffic
Do you know?
as they try to get up again, but are just too damaged.
Do you know? do y'all know that that movie clip of like a dude? He's in like a. I almost want to say it's not Ben Affleck. Who was the other guy that was with Jennifer Aniston? Brad Pitt.
Dude, I'm not gonna know.
I know you won't. Brad Pitt, and it's like he's in like a suit and he walks out into like a street and then gets hit by a cavalcade of cars. Like like just keep getting hit.
Yep.
It is the most comical looking thing, and I found out that was from a serious movie. Like that death scene is supposed to be an emotionally impactful death, and it's played out like a fucking slapstick comedy. Just a little quick aside for y'all. Holy shit. Yeah. Oh man. All right. Let's get into the news. Some news clippings because I'm already so happy for this first one. I don't know if I'm trying to rack my brain for the places I've been to. If this is I want to say this is in other places, but
Yeah.
Are they changing it to Kum and You?
I hope so. If y'all don't know, there is a chain of gas stations called Kum and Go, spelled K-U-M, which is so much worse, ampersand G-O, right?
As if they're trying to disguise it.
Right? And we've been getting like a slew of them here in Michigan.
They just put one in not that far from where we live.
Yeah, they put like 3 of them in, not that far from here.
Really? I only clocked the one.
There's an area not far from here where there's literally one on 3 corners of a single block. Yeah, like I will take you through there one of these days to show you where it is. But yeah, very unfortunate naming of Kum and Go. And
It must have
apparently
been like founded by somebody Cummings, which like
Well, yeah, so the names were kind of a play on words of the original 2 guys who came up with it, and their last names, kind of like a combination. I think it says so in the article a little bit. But like it was all innocent when they made it, like, 50 or so years ago, of course. But you know how society changes and shit happens. So Yeah.
I can call you a J right now, and you're not gonna want to slap me.
But also,
Yeah.
we know how your mind works, zoning commission. You saw it.
You saw it. The new Kum and Go stations just popped up in Walker, Wyoming, and Granville, Michigan in early 2023. The convenience store chain with a hilariously naughty sounding name is new to Michigan, but it's been around for many years. Kum and Go was established in does that say Ione or Loan?
What?
I don't know. I've never heard of this place.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that meant to say Ionia.
Yeah.
No. Whatever this place is, was way back in 1959 by William A. Krause and Tony C. Gentle. In 1975, they named this gas station chain Kum and Go as a nod to the creator's last initial, Krause and Gentle. That's all y'all had to go off of? In 2023, FJ Management's Maverick chain purchased the 397 Kum and Go gas stations in 12 states and plans to completely rebrand the chain by 2025, according to a former Maverick member who spoke to CSP Daily News. I think there was some concern about the inadvertent double entendre of the Kum and Go name. I also believe that Maverick CEO Chuck Maglet, that's a really interesting last name, envisions growing Maverick into a multi-regional brand, and he's not deterred by Casey's Quick Trip or other well-respected brands in the Midwest. The Kum and Go gas station chain currently has locations in Iowa. Yeah, how did you get... I'm curious if that was supposed to be Iowa, and I'm just curious how that typo happened now. But Iowa, Arkansas, Colorado, Minnesota, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, North Dakota, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Wyoming, and now Michigan. Maverick reportedly paid $2 billion for the Kum and Go chain. This purchase nearly doubled the number of stores in the Maverick chain to 801. With the nearly 400 Kum and Go gas stations sport the name Maverick in 2025, or will the chain be completely rebranded under a new name?
Wait, what's this second? Sorry.
Say that again.
I started reading ahead, and I
Jeffrey
saw
Epstein's cabin in northern Michigan.
What the hell?
Wait, huh?
Is it?
No.
Is that Jeffrey Epstein's cabin, or did he just happen to stay here and they're trying to
Spin
This looks
it.
like a pretty basic ass cabin.
I feel like this is a distraction. I'm sorry.
This is a distraction. This has nothing to do with what the fuck we're talking about.
Has anybody been to Kum and Go? Are they open?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I've not been to one yet.
I haven't
Speedway
either,
for life,
actually.
bro.
Yeah. Just
Speedway gang.
Speedway gang.
It's the stupidest thing to be brand loyal I've ever heard in my life.
You got like gas station gangs.
Sorry, I can't go to California. They don't have speedways there.
what makes
Yeah.
them special, though?
Nothing. That's just why I happen to have a rewards card through. And I have a decent amount of points there, so I
Yeah.
continue using them. That is quite literally what rewards cards are meant to do.
Yeah.
They are meant to be a way for you to, it incentivizes you picking a single location over multiple, because it gives you another kind of currency to use and spend with.
But if you can get like 1 cent off per gallon, it's more worth it to get 1 cent off per gallon than to use the card.
I was going to say, like the 10 cents off a gallon is pretty fucking decent.
Yeah. So I got a Shell one too, and sometimes I get like every time I swipe and use it, I get
You
5
get like
off.
5
At
cents off
least
with-
5 off almost every time.
Yeah, with Speedway, I get the 10 off. I'll let you corporate chilling, but it's like the point being is I have no reason not to, and we are readily abundant with Speedways here. So, but either way, the fuck were we talking about? Yeah, I have not gone to a Kum and Go yet.
Yeah.
I don't imagine it. No.
Don't they have like food lobbies?
Yeah, they do.
You guys seen that TikTok that was like the store sells the store has what it says it has? Like Staples, you get Staples at Staples.
Yeah.
And it ends with dicks.
Yeah. No, the one I saw I did with Kum and Go.
Yeah, I saw that one too. The one that ended in Come and Go. Yep.
Hell yeah, legalized prostitution, baby.
I was gonna say I feel like this is a missed opportunity to like have an underground railroad of sex work. Anyways, other hot takes from me.
I mean, on that though, not that I'm going to dive deep into that,
Sure.
but people have been saying, like, I don't know, they could rebrand, sure, or they can dig into it.
Or they can start delivering what they promise.
That, or just like change their marketing plan, just like roll with it.
I'm glad you weren't referring to what he just said.
No, but like they just say, yeah, we're Kum and Go. You know,
a terrible analogy.
That was a terrible analogy. No, we're not going to go past this. Hold on. That was a really bad analogy.
I'm sorry.
Like, the Underground Railroad, a thing known for trafficking people across the country. Let's combine that with sex work, sir.
Wasn't the Underground Railroad like the liberation?
Well, it was a liberation, but it's still moving people across the fucking country, and not a concept I would like to fucking
so
combine with
there
sex
was
work.
3 offenses that you did.
There was a few offenses. Yeah. I just needed to make sure we called it out because I wasn't letting you go past that one. Oh man.
This is how I get canceled.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay.
That's all right.
I feel like we each would have gotten canceled
We've gotten
at least
canceled
once in
multiple times
every
over.
single episode we were.
I can guarantee you sometime like in a couple years, we're going to look back and none of these videos are going to be available for one reason or another. Rueben yells about the asexuals for like a fucking 3-minute rant. Fuck.
Fluffy, a racist? Question mark.
Fluffy, possibly racist and sexist.
Just a little bit. Not on purpose.
And anti
Just a little bit, not on purpose.
and anti-sex worker
Pro
sex
human trafficking. Oh man. Oh boy. Ooh, we're gonna be scrubbing some stuff tonight. So
Beep it.
genitals.
What?
Chop off his genitals.
Those two.
Let's get back to these news articles. What did you put music in here? What do we got?
Yes. So it's funny because we talked about music at the beginning of this, and we've heard a SpongeBob reference at the beginning of this, and I had planned musical SpongeBob AI music that that some artists have been putting out that sound really good. Actually, it's actually impressive. This artist, this artist's name is Boy What, and his music is top notch. He's got hooks. That's his latest one. That's not necessarily a SpongeBob one, but
That was way louder than I thought it would be.
that one does feature Plankton, I guess. So yeah, I guess that is SpongeBob one.
Oh really?
Yeah, if you scrub in the song more.
Okay.
But like, and Glorb is another one. He mostly does like rap stuff. Most of all of his stuff is like the SpongeBob characters rapping.
Yeah.
Which pretty good too. But honestly, my favorite is Boy What, because again, he's got actual melodies and choruses and verses along with some raps, but like it's all mixed in.
Do you have a good example we should listen to?
Yes, Magic Conch Shell, not that one. Up a little bit. Dear Magic Conch Shell, that one. Like my favorite bot. She's been playing K-Rod Day. Someone else am I to blame? Now I throw all my doubloons in the wishing well. What do I do, dear Magic Concha? It's so good. I can't help it.
That's fair.
It's so good.
That's fair.
That's my favorite bop out of all of them so
Again,
far.
I've probably I don't think I've listened to any of these, but I've probably came across them because one of the YouTube like rap reactors I listen to, he has been doing like a lot of the SpongeBob AI rap stuff. I don't recall any particular names he's done yet or any of the artists he's done it through, but
We all just listen to the same thing.
yeah, we
right?
did.
How are you keeping it together?
A life of trauma and hardship, man.
God fucking damn
Gotta
it.
just learn to cope.
I have been broken again and again. And it's happened yet another time.
How you feeling, Fluff?
What the fuck did I just listen to? And why did I like it?
my exact reaction when I first heard this crazy shit. I was like, bruh, is this real? How do people make this one? Well, we kind of know how. We're tech people. But I don't know. There's something that feels illegal about it.
Oh, there's something super illegal about it.
But it's not getting taken down.
No, because technically speaking,
I wonder where it does, because I don't think anybody knows where it fits in the law, but they are profiting off of a portrayal of a fictional character that is somebody else's IP.
Right.
But at the same time, I could definitely qualify it as like parody. I'm not a legal expert
I think
at
the
all.
thing is
but
a parody, and as well as we're currently in like that super big gray area of where does AI fit in?
Yeah.
Shit. So because it's AI manipulation, technically speaking, you can modulate anybody's voice to sound like SpongeBob. As long as you're not pulling direct voice clips of SpongeBob from the IP stuff, technically speaking, that might not be copyright because you're not pulling another artist's work. If
I would
you're
be
doing your own
super-
singing, your own voice, and your own construction of the song, and then just using AI to pitch shift your voice to sound like SpongeBob.
And it's not like he
There's an
put
argument
featuring
to be
SpongeBob on the
Right.
thing either. He's not like claiming it's SpongeBob, but we all know.
We know that's supposed to be SpongeBob.
That's supposed to be
the theming
SpongeBob.
of all the some of the tracks were around like Dear Magic Conch Shell. Like that's a direct reference to what's it called.
If you go to the actual Spotify page, a lot of his covers show SpongeBob. Like,
does actually have
it
SpongeBob
is
on
SpongeBob, and they say like obviously things that happen in the show. They make a whole bunch of references in all of the songs they do. So it's like, I don't know. It's like you said, it's that weird gray area. But I have a feeling that if the owner of that IP wanted to,
You mean the guy who's dead?
I mean, well, whoever owns it now, I don't know.
I would
Probably still
love to
Nickelodeon.
hear like a legal expert talk about like what they think about this, because it's very interesting.
Oh, they got free Nitro going on? Sorry. Yeah, it would be. Sorry.
You're fine. I mean, I was eating a second ago.
I would be.
If you hadn't convinced me you had ADHD before.
We're pretty firmly in that territory now. I wonder if Legal Eagle has talked about the AI stuff yet to any like particular depth.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would love to hear like a legal expert's take on the whole AI landscape as it stands right now. Because that's been like the big thing right now, right? Is a lot of people kind of fighting against AI because of its use, especially by corporations and by some like bad actors and individual actors of using it basically to sample a ton of other people's work without their permission or their credit. And that raises the question of what does that mean for AI stuff? Because it's like how granular, because there was the question that was raised of, well, pretty much all work's a derivative of something. Like there's not really much originality anymore. And the implementation of AI now raises the question of how granular do you have to get before it's considered a derivative work or not considered outside of the copyright? Because it's like AI, as we understand it, most AIs cannot create something. They cannot, they do not have creative input over what they're actually doing.
Well, they're big prediction machines.
They're prediction machines. They're taking a slew of input parameters and then outputting something and just basically it'd be the same of if I gave you every letter in the alphabet and then you gave me a bunch of and I said, give me a new word, but it was using the same 26 letters of the alphabet, right? At what point? Yeah, it's a whole ongoing
Philosophy
debate.
Tube had a really interesting episode about it, where they talked about like less, because we can't really think about it, I don't think, in the same terms as we do of like normal creative work, right? Because a lot of when you're first like learning how to be a creative or how to create things, there's always an anxiety around like what you're taking inspiration from or what because your work is going to be in some way reflecting off of like the things that you're inspired by. It's going to be derivative in some sense or another, but you always bring something to the table that transforms it or changes it or brings something new to it in a way that creates an original piece. But what AI does is it takes all of the effort and work that you put into it to create it in the first place, and it flattens it. Right. She talked about they had like some AI stuff done of she always has these really interesting costumes and like shoots that they do for their episodes. So she gave an example of somebody who had taken like the images of her in this like latex nun outfit, right? And yes, they're very interesting and often very sexy. But like they had somebody who designed that, somebody who sewed it and made it together. They had a crew show up to shoot, like lighting technicians, camera people, right? They wrote a script. They went through it. They had to do multiple takes. Then somebody had to edit that, right? And somebody put that up, and then it was crunched into a data point and used to reproduce like derivative work. And ultimately that all that like effort was flattened. Yeah. I think that's a really interesting way to sort of like talk about what happens. Like when you talk about the hours that people put into painting artwork and putting them up on ArtStation, and then it's ripped off, combined as a data point with multiple other people's things, and then crunched into a data point to predict what an ideal piece of artwork what an idyllic piece of artwork in a specific style would look like of this speed. Like it really like is fundamentally kind of destructive. And I think it requires us to think about stuff in a different way. But I also think at the same time, it is able to produce really fascinating results, and it's a technology that I want to continue to see developed, but I really want it to be done ethically.
And that's the big point is as of right now, like if y'all see any a lot of the arguments about AI, they can seem like they come down to AI, but it almost and I think this is a problem when it comes to people kind of just yelling their opinions about stuff. Is you kind of lose nuance, and you get a lot of people who boil their opinion down to AI bad, AI wrong. And that's what they'll yell out to social media, to the world, whatever the fuck. When really the argument boils down to ethical use of AI, because at the end of the day, technology has been progressing in every fucking facet, in every era, like no matter how you want to see it. So like some things, like there's some people I'll come across where their understanding of AI does not come from a place of like, not necessarily technical know-how, but of like lived experience. Like it's not something they really butt up against. It's really more of they're very adjacent to the whole thing. They just kind of go off what they're saying. Some of their like industry professionals like feel about it, and then they're kind of boiling it down to a thing. And what you end up getting is you get a lot of people who are yelling like AI is bad because it's taking away a job, and it's like, yeah, literally every facet of technology that's ever like advanced for us has taken away somebody's job. That's not the issue with AI. And you start getting a lot of people lost in the weeds of the conversation around AI, around the argument that is largely defunct when it comes to AI.
Well, the other part of the conversation is in a capitalist society, something that can take away the labor of thought, which is, at least in America, is one of the last like labors that we have left that can be exported, that we're good at, right? Then having something that can potentially take that away, that can take away mental labor, is extremely scary, especially when we're not currently like there's a lot of like resentment, but we're not currently in a position where we're cohesive enough to take on the established powers in order to reformat our society the way we want in the future.
Like, well, shit, like just within the last fucking 3 years, are we starting to see like game studios getting unionized?
Yeah.
We're seeing animation houses like starting to see some level of like proper rights.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's really interesting because I didn't really realize it, but like, I don't know how much you guys retained from history class in high school.
Literally none.
Yeah, no.
We went through a period in the early U.S. under like you probably remember the names like Rockefeller and Carnegie.
Of course.
Like those names where they became in the Gilded Age. They became powerful as fuck. And in America, we tore those institutions down. We forced them to separate. And then we had the the New Deal in the wake of the Great Depression and stuff like that, stuff that really revitalized and helped establish the American middle class. But in the midst of that, in the midst of the complacency that resulted from that, at least for the predominantly white middle class, they snuck back in, and they started to dismantle those protections that we had over monopolization and consolidation. And those tools and those power structures have been pretty effectively dismantled and disarmed. And so
the reason you only have a choice between Spectrum, AT&T, and Xfinity is more or less what he's talking about right now.
Yeah,
that's the reason that those are the 3 internet providers you can get in America, quote unquote reliably.
And it's whenever you hear somebody talk about like very specific industries and their history, it's amazing how you see it across almost every industry, whether it's cellular, whether it's radio,
right?
Like whether it's train freight shipping, like you see it everywhere, and it is a really big problem. And to have those powers then have access to something that could take away, one of the last forms of labor we have left is extremely anxiety inducing for a lot of people, I would imagine.
And the funniest thing about it, and this actually stems from a conversation I used to have back when I was working with Dominic, because one of the things I used to do, obviously, was selling robotic technology, literally automated forklifts. Not quite to the standard of AI like Tesla is, but a robotic forklift that can kind of do its job autonomously, and all you really need is like 2 to 3 people on the floor that can go handle any small issues from here and there. And one of the last jobs I did was in Canada, and people were, and rightfully so, were very angry about robots coming in and taking their jobs. And it was a conversation I ended up having with them of like, and it wasn't necessarily me trying to like placate them or provide them with a solution to it. It was really more of just kind of got to this conversation with another person outside of their anger. And it was like, well, you got to look at it. High-low drivers are very angry about us bringing in robotic forklifts because it will be taking away. You now have a fleet of forklifts that can do the job 24/7 that it would normally have taken like 16 people per shift to do over 3 shifts to do in a day. And I was like, well, in fairness, y'all driving a high-low took away the job of probably 4 to 5 people per high-low. Just what you can move, the degree to which you can move it, the height you can move it to. You like we've been taking jobs away from other people as it goes. I think to me, and this gets much more philosophical than it is like, I have fully recognized that this is not practical when we're talking about like the economic society in which we live in. But to me, the greatest travesty and where the anger really should be directed to is the fact that we now have machinery that can operate and perform at 24 hours a fucking day, and we don't see any of the profit gain from that. That we do not see a change in our quality of life when we now have machines that can perform the manual labor jobs that many people spend fucking 4 to 5 decades performing just so that they can live later off in life. And it's like, people I'm angry at are the giant corporations and the billionaires that are able to buy up this technology, take the profit margins, and then just pocket it without ever saying that.
I was literally just about to say, we are seeing it. It's just not coming to us.
It's just not coming to us.
It's going to the big 1%ers.
Right.
It's like, if we play our cards right as a society, we could absolutely take a lot of this technology and use it to support the quality of life of everybody, right? We're getting to a point where we can automate things and take care of things and offload this labor. We could absolutely get to a point where we can basically establish like a new type of like utopia. Or when we talk about like utopian thinking, we're seeing a lot of these like things that we thought were pipe dreams become reality, but they're becoming reality in the worst way.
Yeah, because it's like, actually, Izzy, you look like you were about to say something. Okay.
So I know you do have thoughts about this stuff.
Oh, well, we know for a fact that. And like, to let y'all know, we don't hate AI here. Like we use Midjourney, like we've used Midjourney, we use ChatGPT, Dolly. Like we use this for like springboarding ideas. I fucking chat with goddamn Snapchat AI sometimes when I just need like a recipe idea, because it's like I just need to recommend something
Every Monday.
Super Monday, right? Yeah, pretty much. That's how I got my vegetable medley for the week. It's like, so we have nothing against AI as a technology. It is, as Fluff has already said, it's the ethical use of or the unethical use of it by very bad actors within industries that have been fucking historically bad actors. That has been kind of the biggest sticking point in this conversation. And so if you see someone complaining about AI, especially if they're an artist, or if they're a writer, if they're in the creative field, they're not complaining about the new technology, they're complaining about the unethical use of the new technology. And because it's a new technology that has no standing laws right now, or any kind of like real consideration from a fucking government that is too old to understand this shit. If we're being
We can't
really
even
fucking
figure out how to
serious.
regulate fucking Twitter right now, let alone AI.
Right. It's like, so we're in a very weird, scary time right now in a creative field of watching something that could really destabilize and displace a lot of people in the creative workforce with no real overhead to stop it and no real like light at the end of the tunnel right now.
One of my favorite uses of AI is, the way I see it, is to take things to reimagine existing art forms in innovative applications. I don't know if you guys have seen this stuff or not, but one of my favorite example of this is, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but where they take yarn work or yarn art or like knitting things and apply them in like a completely different form. Like a doorway with like organic growth, but everything in there is crocheted, right? And
So
I'm having a hard time.
it's what they do is they train a Laura on yarn, pictures of yarn crochet work, and that basically makes a style, and they apply that Laura to a prompt that says, you know, a door frame, and it makes the door frame look like it was knitted out of yarn.
Oh, okay.
like I was looking at pictures today of grandmas standing next to what looked like Ferraris
I would very
knitted
much
out
like
of
if y'all
yarn.
were to send me some of these images because they sound super fucking cool.
Oh, okay. I've seen that picture before. I didn't know that that's what you were referencing. I've seen something like that before.
But yeah, like there's a lot of really cool applications for AI. There's a lot of cool shit we've seen, like as far as like AI application. First one being is the funniness of having every fucking cast member of the SpongeBob SquarePants show being now a musical talent. You know how many fucking songs I listened to of Plankton belting out like 80s and 90s R&B? Like,
Yep.
it's fucking great. And it's fun. Like there's the fun side of AI. That is how like some of your average TikTok users use AI, and some of the wacky, stupid bullshit you end up seeing of like Trump, Biden, and Obama playing fucking CS:GO together. In the
Oh
voice
my
modulation.
gosh. I went on a binge for that too, when all three plus some extra, features from,
Right? I assume AOC and Pelosi were in there at some point.
Yep. Michelle Obama was in there at one point. Bush was in there at one point. Yeah, they were there's like a whole 40 episode Minecraft series that I did.
There's a Minecraft. I will watch
yeah.
the Minecraft series. I don't give a fuck about first person shooters. I'll watch that Minecraft series for a bit and just see how funny that is.
There's about 30 episodes that I know of that I sat down and watched, and they are all actually pretty good.
There was a someone set up an AI bot that played Tomb Raider, and basically it would it was an AI that learned how to play Tomb Raider, as well as it would take in all the visual information and like a lot of the scenery and environment cues and create a AI. So basically it was like, what if the character Lara Croft from Tomb Raider was playing Tomb Raider? And we're talking like 90s, like old pixel 3 polygon titties, Lara Croft, right?
Yeah.
And so like it came up with the voice for her, it was coming up with lines on the fly. I'm still curious on whether it was actually on the fly or not. He says it is, so I'm going to take it at face value.
Well, So the way he explained it, and some people think that he didn't actually build it, but what he explained was feasible. But what he supposedly did was he would pause the game every time she would see something that she was going to talk about. The game would pause and it would generate that text, and then it would play the text, or it would generate her voice lines, and then it would play it over the game and unpause it.
Yeah.
And then he just cut out the processing time.
The processing time. Okay. But yeah, basically you got Laura Croft in the game, playing the game and coming up with dynamic reactions and voice clips to the game that was being played, which true, like whether it's real or not, it's not really about that debate. It's about, that is a pretty cool application of like AI and deep learning technology, right?
Yeah.
It just sucks that, and so this was a big thing with the SAG, like this was a big part of the SAG-AF strike, right? Of you get corporations like Disney who are, with the rise of like voice modulation and voice AI, doing shit like basically going, we own the voice to this character in perpetuity, whether the living actor is alive or dead. Like, I don't think he's dead. I don't think James Earl Jones is dead right now.
The voice actor for
Mufasa, Darth Vader. I think he's still alive. I'm not super certain, but yeah, basically going, we own the voice of James Earl Jones in perpetuity, and we can now use his voice clips from previous work to reconstruct his voice and use it in more movies going forward. Like, even whether he's alive now or not, let's go 100 years in the fucking future when we're for sure everybody, like all of like the great voice actors are dead, and still getting new movies using their voice because AI manipulation allows you to get those voices out.
Yeah, you can't. You should. I don't think anybody should be able to.
Yeah, like that is one of the applications we're talking about when we're talking about unethical use of AI.
1,000 years from now, and you're still getting Darth Vader in movies,
right? Fucking Star Wars episode 833, fucking Luke's Day Out or some shit. I don't fucking know.
Luke's Day Out.
It's post-apocalypse, and they stumble across the files, so it's just a voice file that they use in movies, but they have no idea it's connected to Star Wars from the ancient past.
Yeah. But like, yeah, it's stuff like that of what does it mean if someone is to pass away? Do you still have access? Do you get to still use their likeness? Whether it is, so we just had this conversation now, right? Of whether this is the whole the SpongeBob music, whether that's copyright or not. Because it's like, well, technically it's a derivative work, but also it's just taking voice clips and remodulating your voice to it. But the flip side of that now is, do you get to keep having James Earl Jones voice Darth Vader fucking decades past whenever he passes away? And like, what does that mean? Does like, are you paying the estate for this? Will they be leaning on, well, where the AI is trained on works that we already own of James Earl Jones, which becomes, I think people have like thrown out the term digital slavery because of it, because like you're not, if you're using someone's labor but not paying them for it, like what does that technically make it? And it's,
I don't know about you. Well, I had an idea and I'm going to say it, and I don't know. I haven't thought it through, so it might be good or bad.
Okay.
But I kind of like the idea of it being democratized, right? So that Disney can make a movie with James Earl Jones's voice, but you could also make a TikTok using James Earl Jones's voice. God damn! Talking about how much he hates that fucking movie he was just in. Like,
like if you want to use it without paying, just because you own a clip, well, fucking James Earl Jones has done plenty of interviews all over the fucking internet. He's probably he probably has like videos and shit his kids or his family can put out. If I can get that, is like the question becomes, is Disney going to try to like take somebody to court? Which historically, yeah, they will. They'll try to, and that's where.
Well, I feel like they would make an argument that because that they own the data, that they are allowed to use that data however they please, which I think is
It's disgusting.
Based on our current models of ownership, I think they might be able to get away with, but I think we should reclassify. I think that one, it should be up to the estate.
Yes.
Right. And two, if it's up to the estate, I not necessarily that like that there should actually, not necessarily even that just Disney can do this, but like if Disney does this, whatever they do, they also have to make publicly available. I feel like almost that I don't know if that has any basis in anything or if that's a good thing or not, but that's at least.
I have good news. Daddy Vader is still kicking.
He is.
He's 93 years old.
Yay.
93. Wow, that's awesome.
Man's getting up there. But like, and the only reason I brought up James Earl Jones is because he was brought up as an example when this shit was like really kicking off.
I was not able to find the original image that I was talking about with the grandma in the supercar, but I did find, I sent you some similar ones.
Okay.
One was I think somebody in like a hijab doing it and some other things, but yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it sucks because I think there is really cool application for AI. And AI as a technology, now obviously we're not talking like sci-fi levels of AI of like threat of becoming smarter than humanity and realizing that humanity is a threat, like that type of shit.
Yeah, people actually might be wondering why we're not talking about that. Do you guys, because I don't know how much you guys have been paying attention to it, but I personally think that is currently being used as a red herring.
The whole like AI uprising.
Yeah. Well, people are like, AI is currently progressing and giving us results that we are all very surprised by, right?
Yes.
But and so that has people freaking out about AI's potential to develop some sort of general intelligence. But
understandable.
We are not anywhere near there. And I think a lot of technology companies are focusing on the concern around AI being whether or not it develops general intelligence. And how do we handle that? Well, they are exploiting people's work, exploiting people's labor, in order to train these things and create something that they can make profits off of.
Look, you guys don't have to worry about AI. It's not going to take over. It's not going to go on and it's not going to enslave humanity. It is totally fine. The whole time ignoring the part where it's literally taking people's work and reformatting it, and you guys are using
not necessarily even that. I think like Adam Conover has some really interesting interviews with AI experts about this. But
is it Adam Ruins Everything? Adam Conover?
Yeah, Adam Ruins Everything. Adam Conover. But he has like conversations. They're not even saying that. They're saying we need to have a 30-day freeze on all AI technology development because we don't know what would happen. We don't know what could happen. Like they're saying shit like that, or writing like letters or like making statements to the effect they're actually upping the threat that the AI that they're creating might possess in order to distract from what the harm that they're doing, I think.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I can believe it. I believe that they would have diversionary and distractionary tactics. Yeah. I would not be shocked. It is a large and ever growing debate.
Well, I think it's going to be one of the seminal. Well, it's going to be one of the defining characteristics of at least this period that we're living in when we look back is how we handled this, and
it's going to be a pivotal technology.
Yeah,
like one way or the other, it is going. Because if I'm being real, AI is here to stay. We're not getting rid of AI anytime soon.
Yeah.
How we handle AI and what our legislature looks like going forward is going to be the determining factor of.
God, our legislature is spending too much time at fucking hospice to worry about AI.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's neither here nor there.
Whole nother topic.
I heard a term. I don't remember it.
Oh no.
The geriocracy.
Geriocracy.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is why we need term limits. Much more term limits across the board and maximum ages.
Yeah.
It's I've said this once and I'll say it again. If you're old enough to remember not only the instatement of Jim Crow laws, but not only the abolishment of Jim Crow laws, but the instating of Jim Crow laws, you're too fucking old to still be running the government. I don't give a fuck what side of the aisle you're on.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
There are people who are in our Congress and like in the House, people in the government who were old enough to maybe not have voted on Jim Crow laws, but were old enough to remember Jim Crow laws. And that to me is like, you're too fucking old. If you're so old that my grandmother, if she was your age, would not be allowed to have a driver's license, you're not allowed to run a country. Maybe that didn't me, but
if you can't drive a car, you shouldn't run a country. What?
Man,
that's crazy.
If you can't text, how are you gonna make laws on AI?
Like,
honestly,
like, you joke, but that really is the thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the you're at a point. You are so old that
your mama's so old. Sorry.
How old are you?
How old is she? She's so old. Nah. It's like you're so fucking old that new technology for you was when TVs like Technicolor TV became a thing. Like that's how old you are. You do not understand enough, and you don't. And many of them have proven that they do not know how to seek out expert opinion well enough.
Well, if they were doing the work and keeping pace with the technology and staying updated on how things were changing from a policy perspective, but they're not doing that.
They're not doing that.
They're not doing that.
As a matter of fact, it gets ever increasingly harder to do as you get older, just because like that's just biology to a degree.
Yeah.
Like keeping up with technology is something that if pattern dictates, we're all going to hit that eventually.
Until technology can help me keep up with technology.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, that is.
If anyone wants to digitize my brain, I'm interested.
Honestly, that's one thing that I'm curious about, is to see how far the technology will go, if anything. And again, this is kind of dipping into that, like, I don't know, super future or whatever, right? Matrix shit. But like, you know, where it's like, okay, you die, right? Or like your grandma dies or something like that. And it's like, okay, like, I'm sure they may have options like this already, but it's like, okay, do you want to, you know, like we were talking about with like the voices, like you wanted to like digitize or like memorialize their voice in this chip or something. I don't know.
Hey, Google, be my grandma tonight.
Yeah. Like literally read me a bedtime story, Google, in my grandma's voice. And it just works because you installed that like voice chip of your grandma into your smart home.
I mean, you can do that right now. If you've got enough voice data on your grandma.
I was going to say, technically, if you got enough voice data, you could just set up if you can pull some, especially if you got like recordings, like voice recordings or like home video or something.
Yeah.
You can absolutely feed that into a database.
Right. My question.
Out a replication of your grandmother, and it would not shock me if there's like Amazon or Google or Apple are already currently working on it.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That's more where my question is coming from. Like, how long will it be until it's like an organization starts up and picks it up and tries to offer it versus people just kind of like doing it on their own in their own basement or something like that?
Shit.
Like,
23 past me.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Honestly, I feel like the answer to that is any day now.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we could make that a company right now.
That we could literally, someone could make that. Someone might have already made that a company, and we're just not privy to it.
Oh, also, while I was looking for those pictures, I found out somebody has actually knitted a Ferrari.
Nice.
Yeah.
Knitted a Ferrari or knitted a doily for a Ferrari?
Knitted a replica of a Ferrari. It's like an older fashioned Ferrari, but they fucking did
It's a
it.
fucking car.
It's a fucking.
You could have told me it was a fucking 1987 Pinto.
I think it took them 12 miles of yarn, but you know.
Can you sit in it?
I don't know.
We're gonna find that out later.
That's the test right there.
A fully drivable car. They are entirely out of knitted yarn.
The exhaust coming out the back, just yarn, just
Runs on
It's just like
yarn.
fucking cotton ball.
Battery, yarn.
Yarn.
Engine, yarn.
Gas,
Fuel,
yarn.
yarn. Oil, yarn. Wiring, yarn.
it's a whole display, like a whole LED like dash display or whatever, but it's just yarn.
It's just
This car takes 3D printing to a new level.
Live 3D printing, like different like screens or modules or something like that.
I watched somebody make a 3D printed like wicker, like woven basket the other day. And it looked really cool. But knowing like a thing about 3D printing, I was like, that's gonna break immediately.
oh yeah.
Because the way that they printed it was they printed all these like really thin sticks, one layer at a time. And then they had G-code manually drag like filament in between these sticks. I'm sure my finger's doing a great job showing it off. But if you know anything about how like the layering and 3D printing works, that basically results in the weakest possible structure for the basket. And I was like, man, that looks so cool, but that's not going to hold a single fucking thing.
Can't imagine
It
that
can hold your hopes and dreams because they should be broken already.
Damn. Can't imagine that'd be easy to clean either. But yeah,
Probably not.
Not without breaking it.
yeah.
But it always takes a first iteration to start getting a possibility.
Well, that just made me think of like, how could you actually make that work? But anyways, that's not.
Having the first iteration starts to answer the questions. You just got to find out and start breaking it and testing.
First, you got to have an idea. Then you got to go fast and break things. That's why I love Elon Musk, because he's all about.
Fell fast, fell hard.
Yeah, no brakes ever
forward.
for nothing.
Yep.
Always acceleration.
Well, after that 30-minute diatribe about AI technology from fucking SpongeBob,
Dear magic concept.
we got two more things to talk about here, and then we'll take a break. Demon Slayer to the Hashira training.
Yes.
What's this about?
They dropped another trailer, which is kind of the same trailer that they dropped like 3 months ago, but it's okay because we're hype about it. You know how the last couple times that there was a new season, they basically like released a theatrical premiere of it.
That was basically the whole season, just like as a movie.
Yeah, it's like the last 2 episodes of the last season and then the first episode of the new season, and that was the movie essentially.
Interesting. Okay.
But hey,
I have
people
to
love it.
catch up on Demon Slayer, actually.
Yes.
We started watching it, and then we just kind of stopped. She can speak now. Fuck.
Yeah, it gets wild. Surprise.
Yay.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Yes.
I
So,
don't remember that.
So anyway, new season of Demon Slayer.
yeah,
You know.
I haven't read the manga. I'm just hyped for the anime because it's Demon Slayer. It's cool. It's got cool animation.
Oh, it
We're
is. This
there
is a
for
new
it.
movie, though.
To
To the House of Training
movie.
to theaters this Friday, February.
Yes. I was
This Friday.
Big difference. What?
So yeah, it'll be a movie.
I do not remember her talking in the manga.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Are you all caught up?
Yeah, because it's finished. I read the whole thing.
Oh shit!
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I actually said I wasn't going to continue watching it because of how the manga went, but
Really?
yeah.
Everybody else is saying the complete opposite. They're like, oh my gosh, it's going to get hype. Cannot wait,
Well,
y'all.
shit's going to go crazy.
Mhm.
I don't know if I want to say anything more than that, though.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. But
So new movie coming out to promote the next season to the Hashira training. Hashira training. Yeah, that'd be good. Dope. I do have to catch up on Demon Slayer though. I've been wanting to get back to that and catch up on that.
yeah, I'm gonna have to get my tickets for it soon because I'm seeing that. I'm down to see that.
As
Excited.
long as it's not
They're doing it again?
They're doing it again.
So, oh yeah, if you haven't seen this yet, this is a different thing. The live action Avatar: The Last Airbender, done by Netflix. I think it's gonna be better than Shyamalamalan,
It fucking
but is
better
it
be.
going to be good? That's still a question. But we'll have to see. I haven't actually watched this yet because I was
really?
I was waiting to watch this with you guys.
Okay. At least they already got it right. His name is Aang.
Right, not Ang. Ooh,
Was that a Zula?
I think so.
I think so, yeah. I've seen pictures of her as well, at least.
Okay. That
Already, I mean, the bar wasn't very high, but
it's true.
Right.
The bar was not very high, but that actually looked really good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I will say every effect that wasn't involved moving Aang around digitally looked pretty good, but anytime they moved Aang, it looked very bad.
but at least the earth bending didn't look
At
like it
least
was
the earth
going
bending
like
doesn't require
2
an
miles
entire
an
team
hour.
of people to move a fucking 6x6 brick
Right.
a couple feet. The goddamn Fire Nation isn't dragging around cauldrons of fire to fucking
Source bending.
Yeah.
source.
I think the name was in the Shyamalama was the most egregious. And they made sure that he was in this trailer. They said his name like 80 times to let you know that they're doing it right this time.
Yeah.
With the name, we got you.
We're not letting someone take their creative fucking liberties. It's not Aang. It's not Iroh. It's not Sokka. Fucking. It looks interesting. Like it looks.
Just such a. Never mind. That's just such a dumb choice of something to change, because it's not like it's a translation from a foreign. It's not.
Nope. It's English.
It's an English
American made show.
American-made
his
show.
excuse was he wanted to make it more authentic.
To what? To what? The fake made up ass like nations? I understand that they have their inspiration being like the Southern Inuit, the nomadic tribes of like Tibetan shit, but it's like they're fucking technically made up locations. They're not. There's like the parallel is only in the design. Mm-hmm. There was no authenticity, Shyamalan. You just fucked up, bro.
How much do you want to bet he didn't actually watch any of the
He didn't.
animated?
Not really.
He didn't.
He admitted it, like in his interview when they like reviewed him. He's like, "Oh yeah, I didn't
So
really watch past like the first book." We're like, "Okay, so."
Well, I didn't watch it past the first 15 minutes of what you made, so
That's fair. Oh, you got farther than I did. I only got 5 minutes in before I got the fuck up and walked out.
you know, I honestly, I don't even remember how I ended up watching it or getting it, but I think I was at home
Yeah.
when I watched it, and I made it. I was like, "Oh, that's dumb. Ooh, that's dumb. Source bending, that's dumb."
That's
But I love this franchise. I'll stick with it a little bit longer. It was very distinctly when they got to the multiple earthbenders.
doing a whole fucking routine. And then it finally pans,
singular.
and there's one brick.
It's not. Yeah, it's not like they were. It's not like the brick was like moving the entire time they were doing the routine either. Like they do the whole thing, boom,
And boom, and now
From off
brick
screen.
moves a couple inches at a time. Like the fucking stupidest thing. And then the firebenders. This fucking world power that has basically subjugated every other continent on the face of this planet.
The fashion.
And is the fascists. They are the military might. They are stomping out basically everybody when it comes to like actual like one-on-one conflict. And their way of performing and using their abilities is to literally have a 3-man team that has to pick up a fucking cauldron that's with a pre-lit fire in it, drag it out to the location it needs to be in, set it up, and then everybody starts doing their fire bending. It's like, do you realize that would completely cripple the Fire Nation? That as a fucking drawback to how they use their shit cripples it. And his reasoning being that he thought it was more realistic than the people that have been practicing fire fucking magic for like goddamn eons know how to spark the oxygen in the air. That's the actual explanation as to why firebenders can do what they do. They just combust the air around them. What do you need a cauldron for, bro?
I think they get some of the power from the sun too.
Well, so there's like Sozin's Comet, the sun, they get some of their powers. Their powers are amplified by that, right?
Well, there's a relationship to like the elemental energies.
Yeah, the
in
same way
general.
waterbenders, like their powers are amplified by the moon.
I love watching your rage come through in the waveform on our mics. Anyway, sorry.
No, that's fair. But like, yeah, there's ties to celestial bodies when it comes to their powers, but the way it's actually used, so the same way that airbenders have air around them at all times, waterbenders, as long as they're in the presence of water or any like water-based or hydrogen-based like thing, they can move that. Earthbenders, obviously any kind of earth. Like firebenders, you don't need, there already is an explanation. It's called combustion. And when you have a functionally infinite amount of oxygen around you, you don't need a fire source when you can just combust the air around you. Like fucking Shyamalan's goddamn last Airbender run was
The last.
should have been the last.
Isn't that the last property anybody ever trusted him with?
I don't know.
So I want to say he has done at least one thing since then.
I mean, he's probably
got pretty good
figured
results.
out something else, but like,
'Cause
I'd
as
be
a-
curious. Actually, I'm gonna look at his IMDb.
You should, yeah. I want to say he's done other stuff, but yeah, no, he's definitely not gotten nothing's licensing shit to him anymore. Like he has burned that bridge fucking soundly. It was crazy. Dragon Ball Evolution was bad,
Oh my gosh.
but M. Night Shyamalan somehow managed to just fucking one up them. Like, man, you really fucking ruined this animated franchise.
See,
Fucking hold my beer, bro. Like,
see, I think it's because I watched Dragon Ball Evolution the most recent, and I say most recent loosely because that was still a while ago. But I think I watched that more recently than I did Shyamalan's Airbender, and that was terrible. So I'm like, was Avatar as bad as Dragon Ball like Evolution? Because to me, Evolution was like the lowest of the low.
yeah, no, you're right.
But then again,
Dragon Ball Evolution is like the 93 Mario movie level of bad.
I thought Shyamalan was a director.
He is. He also acts in a lot of the movies he directs.
Why is he credited as producer on all these things?
Because he probably runs a lot of that stuff too,
he could have been.
directing and producing.
What are some of the works?
Honestly, most of the time he has to put in his own fucking money to get these licenses, and that's enough to get producer credit.
What are some of the works that he's putting?
He's producing.
So there was Last Airbender 2010, and there's been 1, 2. You guys remember After Earth?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was a Shyamalan thing?
Yeah, it was a Shyamalan thing.
And he had the same role on that as he did on Avatar.
No, it sounded like
It
he was
says 9
producing.
films since.
Was he directing or producing?
It says produced by. So
Yeah, producing can literally boil down to you put money into it.
So he was executive producer on his most recent film.
I mean, he did have creative input, but he wasn't directing it.
Do you guys see anything for Knock at the Cabin?
Nope.
No, he was a producer on that.
Did you say Knock at the Cabin?
Knock at the Cabin.
Interesting title.
I'm reading it correctly off of the website. I don't know if it's correct on the website.
It probably is. It's just a weird ass title.
Old.
Wait,
Just a movie called Old.
Yep.
wait. I know about that one. I haven't seen it, but I know about that one.
Huh.
He produced that?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Glass.
I feel like I've heard of that.
Split.
Class Split.
So he's just doing one name titles now.
Wayward Pines and The Visit. Wayward Pines was a TV series. I guess he's still working.
He's still working. Dude's made money. He's done good shit. Or at least
He's done
relatively
a good shit.
stuff. He did
Sixth Sense.
that, yes.
He's got some kind of money to be able to continue
I
being in
think
this.
Are you talking about? I don't. Oh.
Yeah, like he did shit way back when with like
Wait.
he did that one Alien movie.
Yeah.
Is that Six? No, that's not Sixth Sense. That's
There are 3 movies on
Signs.
cover.
Signs.
Oh, okay. Signs. It's
Like he was like known for being the twisty twist guy. Like there's always a twist to something, to the plot of the story.
the reason they were all credited as producer is because that's the section I was in.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah.
You're really good at this, man.
I was so good at
So
it.
proud of you, buddy. You figured it out.
I figured it out.
Has he directed anything since Last Airbender?
Old.
Okay.
Glass. Split.
Fair enough. How
not
have
gonna
they
care,
done?
Uh, I don't want to care. I don't care anymore.
I don't want to care.
See,
That's fair.
I remember hearing about Old because it was a weird kind of, not horror, but kind of like, not really thriller. It's hard. I don't know exactly what the genre type is, but like it's
suspense.
Yeah, suspense. They're like on an island or something, and it's like, I don't know, I forget the premise exactly, but the longer you're on the island, you just start aging rapidly or something like that.
I remember seeing.
Yeah, I think that's the movie that I'm thinking of. Yeah, and I heard it wasn't the worst thing, but it's not like it got like 5-star reviews.
That sounds like M. Night Shyamalan's bag. Like that's what he really got pretty well known for back in like the 90s and 80s, I think. Was like those psychological suspense, not quite thrillers, not quite horror, but very much like there's a weird, mysterious thing going on. And then there's a twist in like the third act that flips everything on its head and all that fun shit.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the enemy was the capitalist urge to prevent your aging.
Figured it out, solved it. Didn't even need to watch your movie.
Didn't even need to watch. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll get back and do some manhwa, and manga. We'll see what we got.
One
of these three possible.
The pronounced pronunciation.
Good job, buddy.
The correct pronunciation is. Hey, it's me.
All right. Okay, so let's try to wrap this up with some manga. You never actually do manga.
I don't do very many manga. Because the release schedule is monthly for most manga. So I actually don't follow. And thematically, a lot of them are just not, at least the ones that are available online, are just not as interesting to me as a lot of the manhwa that are out there. So.
Fair enough. Well, let us start with Gosu, a manhwa here. When his master dies, Gangyong pledges to avenge his teacher at all costs. After training his martial arts skills in seclusion, Gangyong sets off to hunt down the traitors and make them pay. But when he gets to town, he discovers they're already dead. Well, what's he supposed to do now? I kind of like that. What's up?
It is. Gosu is truly wonderful. It's completed, so if you want to read it, you can read the full thing, like all the way from start to end. It's 233. It says 235, so there's probably some like intermediary chapters in there. Excuse me. At least in the enumeration, it's 233.
Nice.
But it's one of those series that starts out primarily in comedy, and gets really serious really quick.
Really?
Yeah. Because when you first see him, the prologue, you see him interacting with his master. It's entertaining. I mean, he basically, after he gets to this town, he's like, oh, well, I guess I'm just going to kind of settle down here. Starts working in a shop. Starts getting fat and happy.
Really?
Like literally when you first meet him, everybody calls him Piggy because he's just running around making deliveries for this shop. Like, fucking eating a bunch of shit, like living high on life. And then somebody he cares about gets kidnapped by a local martial arts thing, and you start to see just how powerful this kid really is.
Oh.
Yeah. And this series, this is one where I really want to find out what the fuck the artists and the people who are behind this series are doing now, because their drawings and the art that goes into this, not only is it spectacular, but there's a lot of action that goes on in these martial arts series where these like characters have incredible powers and they do some crazy shit. No other series that I've ever read has done a better job at portraying the scale of devastation that these people can cause, and like really emphasizing the impact of what's going on on like the environment and just how fucking insane these motherfuckers are. It is beautiful, action-packed, really fun to read. I would highly recommend this series to anybody who wants a couple laughs and a couple gasps and to be like, oh, what the fuck? It's very good.
Like when you say scale of devastation, are we talking like Dragon Ball planetary destruction levels?
Not quite Dragon Ball planetary destruction levels.
I guess that's a bad example. More like sometimes Naruto would get here where it's like you're seeing like landscapes get redefined type shit.
Some landscape redefining type shit. And it's less like the devastation that happens, but more how they make you feel it. That I really enjoy. It's one of those things that's hard to explain unless you experience it yourself. And I don't want to hype it up too much because I think the series is best experienced just like go in blind.
Yeah. Not knowing much else, the thing I'm thinking of is how like in Naruto or Dragon Ball or any of the other like any shonen anime, the destruction or like let's take One Piece for example, right? Mm-hmm. The destruction that happens is almost always in like a barren landscape so that when that destruction happens, there's no real like this was some unnamed location that could have been anywhere. Like even fucking in the Wano arc, even though things are taking place on top of Kaido's island, all of the action that he does, there's the few times where they'll dip into like the going in and out of the
ceiling,
roof ceiling, right? But every time they're on that, anytime they're on the roof and you're focused on just the roof, nothing, even for all the devastation going on up there, it doesn't seem like any of it ever reaches down.
Yeah.
Like there's more devastation going on with the fire in the palace than it was like with the fight between Kaido and anybody that was up there fighting him at the time.
Yeah.
So I think I get it. I would actually love to sit down and see some of the panels you're referring to.
You know,
see
what
it feels
actually,
like. We can do it later too.
We can do it later. I can pull some of them up.
As like, if you pull them up and give me like a page number, I can insert them and kind of show off what's going on here.
Yeah. The other thing, the one of my favorite things about this series though was how it absolutely blindsided me.
Oh really?
Yeah, because I was just picking it up, just start reading it, and I was like, oh, here's this kid who's clearly got something more going on with him, just like running around, just like doing shit, and then he like blows up a mountainside, and you're like,
oh my,
what's going on here?
Kind of like the your protagonist is already a badass story.
Been through the training and everything, and now
like
I just get to see him fuck shit up.
Like you're picking up after they've already done the training. Obviously, One Punch Man being like the quintessential manga version of the anime version of this. But yes, like I always like the idea of like your protagonist is already the badass. You just now get to see like you don't need to see the training arc for it. You just get to see all the stupid crazy bullshit that goes on afterwards.
I see our poker with the biggest tits apparently.
Huh?
I just got pop-up ads. I'm just saying shit. Sorry.
Fair enough. To distract you further, we have another manga to talk about.
Yes. This one. This one is
manhwa.
It's truly extremely good.
2 manhwas this week.
2, we got a double.
Yep. Oh, baby, a double.
Well, while you continue reading that, I'm going to read out this synopsis. The Villainess lives again. From childhood, Artesia Roseanne's happiness was dependent on ensuring the success of her brother. As a master, manipulator, and schemer, she became his most valuable ally in seizing the Empire's throne. That's exactly why her brother's betrayal cut so deeply when Artesia was imprisoned as punishment for all of her crimes. Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, bro. Soon after being rescued by Grand Duke Cedric Ebron, she vows to help him overthrow the cruel new emperor by sacrificing her own life with forbidden magic. Now waking up several years earlier back in time, she will forsake her own family to help Cedric at all costs. They say that blood is thicker than water, but can Artesia destroy her brother while her own romance blossom amidst the chaos?
Wait.
I think just with Cedric.
Okay, I was like, not with her brother, right?
No,
the way
I
that
think
sentence was structured was just a little interesting.
That is
What?
a very interesting way to structure this sentence, but I think they're referring to Grand Duke Cedric.
They are referring to Grand Duke Cedric.
Okay, all right, okay. Thank you for clearing that up for me. I was like, I know that certain cultures like to do certain things, but
I feel like
with their fiction,
This description as a synopsis is pretty accurate, but they do not do her justice.
oh really?
They do not do her justice at all.
Before you get into it, I was gonna say I feel like I've seen an anime with this, not with this full premise, but with this character setup of a sister with a brother who she adores and like does everything she can to help him out. But I guess it's neither really here nor there.
I was gonna say it's less she adores, and it's the purpose she's given by her mother,
Yeah.
and that is because of that. That's what she does.
Okay.
Now, when they say master manipulator and schemer, they are not kidding. This is one of my favorite things about this series is it doesn't just tell you shit, it also shows it to you.
Nice.
They do a really good job of being like, this is a woman who could burn an empire down from a back room in it somewhere with the right like connections of people communicating for her. And then you're like, oh, that's really cool. And then they have scenes where they show you how she can do it, and it's really you want a story with a strong female character, but that they're not just fucking swapping out like a male protagonist typical with a female protagonist. This is a story that you should read.
Oh, okay.
The second chapter, when she attempts to send the male love interest Cedric back in time and accidentally sends herself back in time. What do you think her brother's punishment for her was?
His punishment for her for being
when he betrayed her, what do you think her brother's punishment was?
Well, my first thought is just like imprisonment in the tower for fucking ever, some weird Disney bullshit.
Yeah. Well, before he did that, he cut off both of her arms, both of her legs, and her tongue.
Huh?
Yeah. So she's a quadriplegic with her tongue cut out in the second chapter of this story, and bites her lip open and draws a magic circle with her own blood in order to send Cedric back in time, and then accidentally sends herself back in time. This chick is badass.
Korea, y'all okay, bro? Like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, it's crazy. This
Jesus Christ.
is crazy.
That's wild. And she lived through that.
Like, did the brother know that she was manipulating shit behind the scenes, or does he find out and this is like a fit of rage for him?
I think it's she's a threat and she has to be eliminated.
Bro, you could have just slit her throat, man.
Yeah.
That seemed like an unnecessary amount of steps, but
Yeah.
and ultimately your own fucking downfall, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did it to himself.
That was the
I have
hook.
to go to bed tonight, man. Like, Jesus Christ, bro. Holy shit. That sounds, is it ongoing?
I think this one's ongoing. It looks like it's been picked up. You can see because this is refresh chapter by something. If you click it, it'll probably take you to where it is actually. It's been picked up by
Taptoon.
But you can probably still read it on Manga Hub if you are not willing to pay for it or can't afford to pay for it. But this is a series that I deeply enjoy and had to put on the back burner temporarily because the romance was too realistically written. And, I mean, with the characters that have as much trauma as like she does, then proceeding to engage in a lighthearted romance isn't really an option, right? And so they're close. They glow more closely together, but they also have to deal with their own baggage, and they do a decent. They're actually writing real. They're attempting to write real characters,
But sometimes that's not really what you want to be.
sometimes
doing
I just want fuck. I just want to fall in love and realize they're worthy of it. Fuck.
Right.
But yeah.
That's fair.
Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
But yeah, it's a great read. I highly recommend the series. Unless, maybe something has happened since the last time I read it that completely ruins everything. But last time I was reading it, it was great.
What?
Yeah, that's her. And I'm not sure if I should call it nugget mode. I'm not sure if that's very respectful to quadriplegics. But
I'm gonna have to ask some questions as I edit this episode and figure out if that's okay. I don't think so.
We love you, Fluff.
We do. I do love you.
sometimes there are jokes I've seen online that then proceed to live rent free in my head, and then I'm like, should I actually say that out loud? Probably not. I don't think I should say that out loud.
Probably not. Fucking. I mean, was that even chapter 2? I think we managed to see that in fucking chapter.
I was reading it, which is why I was checking.
That was chapter 1.
Yeah, that was the end of chapter fucking 1.
Yeah, that was not a spoiler at all.
Oh, that's crazy, bro. This does look very interesting. I like this art style. Very, well, not very. It's like almost picture book, like half picture book, half manga. Well, we see a hanging man. I'm going to assume that was Papa at some point. Who knows?
Definitely a lot more picture than a lot of other manhwas that we've seen, which is not bad at all. I just think that it's an interesting,
Yeah.
change, I guess.
Yeah, so the Villainess lives again. If y'all want to see some honestly, it's not as fucked up as we're making it sound, but it is definitely like the implication of that is fucking nutty. I will say for all the pictures I've seen, and I was scrolling through it pretty quickly, but I didn't see a lot of blood. Looks like they shy away from showing blood or something.
It's for as much violence as implied, they don't show a lot.
They don't really show a lot of it, so it is intense. The implication of it is intense, especially if you have like a strong kind of imagination and reading between the lines. But I don't know. That sounds like a good one. I think that would be a pretty cool one to get into. Yeah.
Sweet.
That it?
I mean, I got another, 100. At this point, we've gone through what? I got another hundreds of them we could talk about, but I think that's all for today.
We've done about
I think
1 to 2 per week so far.
Leaving it with
The Villainess lives again.
my quadriplegic girlfriend.
I heard the silence for 10 seconds. I was waiting for you to
he's gonna say something.
I was like, he's got a banger coming.
I almost repeated the thing I said earlier, but then I was like,
My nugget girlfriend.
my nugget girlfriend. But I was like, I don't know if it was gonna cut it out or not. And now we can't cut it out because
my beautiful little nugget. Oh God, it's probably gonna stay in there. We'll just have to get yelled at about it later.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to tell Michaela to stop calling me that now.
I spit up on myself.
It was the sound for me.
That was the thing, because I was looking over here and I just
Like-
hear fucking spray. Holy shit. Oh man. Oh, well, y'all stay tuned for fucking next week. Episode 10, little mini milestone. We've been doing this for 2 months, 2.5 months. We're closing in on that first milestone gap, getting in that 5 months. And I'm gonna have a little treat for y'all next week.
Oh.
A little game to play.
For us or
For you two.
Cocaina?
Cocaine. No, we're gonna have a little game to play.
Yes.
So,
Have you guys watched the Dora Explorer?
Yes, I know
Okay.
exactly what
I
you're
was gonna
talking about.
I can't say
cocaine.
can't say cocaine differently ever since I've seen that. But.
that's fair. That's fair. So speaking of cocaine, we'll see you guys later. See you guys next week.
Perfect outro.
Gonna go do a whole lot of drugs, baby.
Oh yeah, Steg out.
Yeah, we do those.
We do. We do.
We sure
Yeah.
do. We don't.
Definitely don't.
Mister, I've gotten high once.
No, not even.
Have you gotten high twice?
I haven't.
You've taken edibles once and got completely high.
Oh yeah, you're right. I did. I forgot
Trying to
about
pretend
that.
like you're a born again weed virgin.
No, I guess I didn't. I never really think of that as me getting high. I think of me as me getting low. like I took the edibles and I was out. Like,
I mean, still fair.
I don't.
Well, now
Oh,
Yeah.
you
You
made
have to get
a
high
crazy ass
again.
concoction. Yes, we're gonna just make you get high again. Oh,
I
well.
guess so. Tune in next time to
Tune
see
in
whether
fucking next time, the high episode.
my eyes are just like entirely red. The next episode, I'm just like,
All right, outro for real. Bye, y'all.
see ya.
Stay gay.
Sir, come on, man. Come on, bro.
How was I supposed to know what you were about to do?
Silence, please. Wind up. I just made Izzy jump. I'm sorry, buddy.